Hello and welcome to the Morning Coffee Rant. This is the first one of these. It's a new type of video that I'm thinking about making. As opposed to your regular response videos or your presentation videos, which I'll still go to the cave for because that's where the work gets done, this is a little bit more informal. Topic of the day is something that's interested me, and I just sit here with my cup of coffee and my fireplace, and I shoot the shit about it for however long it takes me to finish rambling. So, today's topic is going to be Brexit, and maybe a little bit of Trump too. So yes, Brexit. Yeah, I live over in the UK. I think the accent kind of gives that away. So it is something that does kind of matter to me because, yeah, it does directly affect me. I know I tend not to talk about UK politics. I don't generally tend to follow them too much until... I love elections. I absolutely love elections, but the time in between bores the living fuck out of me. That's the honest truth. So I haven't really followed what the politicians have been doing that much, to be totally honest. I know Theresa May's Prime Minister. I know that there's a guy called Jeremy Corbyn who just looks like somebody dressed a tramp up and put him in the House of fucking Commons, but that's just a personal opinion. I'm not saying he's a tramp. I will leave you all to determine that yourself. Anyway, I'm going off my subject. You've got Theresa May, who gave a wonderful speech. I mean, I've heard politicians talk, and you listen to them, and there's some parts you agree with, and there's other parts where you go, look, mate, you're just talking out your fucking ass now. You are really just saying shit to sound good. You're trying to buy favour with, I don't know who you're trying to buy it with, but I don't believe a goddamn word you're saying because you're not saying it because you mean it. You're saying it because it will help promote your job. This speech was a bit different. I'll play you a bit of it, and you will see why.
A little over 6 months ago, the British people voted for change. They voted to shape a brighter future for our country. They voted to leave the European Union and embrace the world. And they did so with their eyes open, accepting that the road ahead will be uncertain at times, but believing that it leads towards a brighter future for their children and their grandchildren too. And it is the job of this government to deliver it. That means taking control of our own affairs, as those who voted in their millions to leave the European Union demanded we must. So we will take back control of our laws and bring an end to the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice in Britain. Leaving the European Union will mean that our laws will be made in Westminster, Edinburgh, Cardiff and Belfast. And those laws will be interpreted by judges not in Luxembourg, but in courts across this country. Because we will not have truly left the European Union if we are not in control of our own laws. The referendum was divisive at times, and those divisions have taken time to heal. But one of the reasons that Britain's democracy has been such a success for so many years is that the strength of our identity as one nation, the respect we show to one another as fellow citizens, and the importance we attach to our institutions means that when a vote has been held, we all respect the result. The victors have the responsibility to act magnanimously. The losers have the responsibility to respect the legitimacy of the outcome. And the country comes together. And that is what we are seeing today. Business isn't calling to reverse the result, but planning to make a success of it. The House of Commons has voted overwhelmingly for us to get on with it. And the overwhelming majority of people, however they voted, want us to get on with it too. So that is what we will do. Not merely forming a new partnership with Europe, but building a stronger, fairer, more global Britain too. And let that be the legacy of our time, the prize towards which we work, the destination at which we arrive once the negotiation is done. And let us not do it for ourselves, but for those who follow, for the country's children and grandchildren too, so that when future generations look back at this time, they will judge us not only by the decision that we made, but by what we made of that decision. They will see that we shaped them a brighter future. They will know that we built them a better Britain. Thank you.
That was very much the speech of a person who said, the public voted us in to ask them a question. That question was, do you want to leave Europe, yes or no? We sent that out as a referendum, and the referendum was the promise that we got elected on, so we couldn't not have it. We asked the question. You all went out and you voted, and if you didn't vote, then fuck you, because you don't really get that much of a say. You're just saying, okay, well, I'm not going to vote. I'll go with whatever they decide. And that's your lot now. You go with what was decided. And what was decided was that we were going to leave Europe. It could have come back that we were going to stay, but it didn't. More people wanted to leave Europe than wanted to stay. They are the majority. The majority have spoken. We will do what the majority have told us they want us to do. That is our function. Yes, we may be the government, but we're not the ones in control. You, the people, are, and this is what you've told us to do, so we are doing it. There was none of the usual bluster. There was none of the usual political favour-making. None of that. This was just somebody saying, this is what we're doing now. We can do it one of two ways. We can either go to Europe and say, we're leaving in 2 years. We know you're scared as fuck because we've been paying so much in for so long and we're taking all that with us. You've got to figure out how to function without us, because we know we've been quite a big part of making sure that you lot didn't fall to shit. And the people that she's talking to know that she's right. So between us and Europe, we're going to try and get the best deal for everybody. That is the hope. Now, it is our responsibility as people who live in this country, who pay taxes, who work, who do anything within this country to put ourselves behind helping her to make the good, right deal for the UK. Because we've got on our boat, we've cut the anchor rope, and we're going, hey Europe, we're going now, bye. You gonna be okay? Yeah. Just remember what we told you, you should do fine, okay? Yep, right, okay, we're off. And we're sailing our motherfucking ship off to find adventure. I mean, we've got promises from the United States of America, the single biggest economy on the planet, for trade agreements. So we're rubbing our hands together in glee in that, because that is literally a lifesaver. Failing that, we've still got China we can go to. We can go to Russia, Australia, we can go to Africa, South America. We can go wherever the fuck we want and trade with whoever the fuck we want. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go off on our own way, and we are going to make it. And we have got to do our best work now to make sure that we get the best for everyone. The time for politics is over. Now's the time where we make them MPs that sit on their asses in Westminster, as a lot of people seem to think, debating stuff and all that kind of stuff, that pass strange laws that nobody really understands in complicated language that nobody really understands. Now's the times we make them motherfuckers earn their money. Each one of those guys and gals, because there are lady members of parliament now, each one of those people comes from a little area of the country, constituency, which isn't all that big. And it is their job to go and sit in the big Palace of Westminster underneath Big Ben and to remember Betty, who runs the greengrocers on the corner of the high street, and John the farmer, who has a couple of acres just outside of town, as well as Pete the dustman, who goes out and empties the bins every day, and he has to worry about how he's going to feed his wife and their son and their daughter. You know, the average Joe, the good old hard-working people of the country. The people who don't tend to say much and don't make much noise because they just get on with life. They just look at it and go, right, so these are the cards we're dealt this time? Okay, hand them over here, I'll see what I can do with them. It's those sort of people that your average MP should be sitting in his green chair in the House of Commons thinking about in everything he says and everything he does. This is not about millennials. This is not about the 20-year-olds getting their own way. That stuff really has to stop because it is actually a hindrance to us as a country. All of that nonsense will result in us getting a worse deal. We get a worse deal, the people that we're dealing with get a worse deal. In this case, it's going to be Europe, first of all. They will get a worse deal. They get a worse deal, you've got a lot of countries in a lot of shit. And the whole world ends up as a worse place because of it. So we make the best deal. And that's what she's asking everybody to do, is to make the best deal, to put your best foot forward. Show them what being British, being English, being Scottish, being from Northern Ireland, being from Wales, show them what that means. They've forgotten. And it's been a damn long time, but we haven't. And we will show them what makes Britain great. This is what it's all about. Whether you agree with the fact we're leaving or not, that is an issue of the past now. It's not going to change, and Theresa May has made it clear as anything that is not going to change. It's going to go to be voted on in both the House of Commons and the House of Lords. And people are playing that up as meaning that either one of them could vote against it and that'd be it. It's never going to happen. We're staying in Europe. Tra-la-la-la-la. The world is happy. No, it doesn't. You guys are fucking morons if you honestly think that. No, it does not. It just means that, okay, that deal doesn't work. Why? And then sitting down in large committees, very large, it probably might even be done in the House of Commons itself, with everybody and saying, what do you object to? Why do you object to it? How do we fix it? Not just to please us both, but to make it so that it works for decades to come as well. So the incoming governments and outgoing governments, and because political governments change all the time, which way the country is taken by those political ideology changes all the time. But you need something that is going to be able to work for both them parties, both the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, or a third party, if they should end up in power. This is also a very similar thing to what's going on in the United States as well. A vote's happened, all the criteria have been met. The same criteria that you were quite happy with when it was Obama, that you were quite happy with any other time, that you thought, oh yeah, this works because it elected the person we wanted. Well, that's how you know it works, is sometimes it doesn't as well. And the people who were on Trump's side, if they'd have lost, yeah, nobody would have liked it because Hillary Clinton, I mean, come on. But they'd have just gone, well, okay, this is our lot, let's get stuck in. That is the mentality we have to have now, is let's get stuck in and get the job done. Well, that was my little rant. I don't know what you all thought about it. Don't know what you all thought about the format, the new format. Do I keep it? Do I add things? Do I take things away? Or do I just junk it and mix and match everything into whatever type of video comes out? Comments in the section below. As always, I love the comments. I mean, I'm still a little channel so I can reply to everybody and actually have proper conversations with everybody. There's probably going to come a time where I won't be able to do that anymore, and that will absolutely suck. But it is what it is. Comment down below. I have actually got a Facebook now as well. Yes, I had to join the evil censoring entity that is Facebook. But it helps promote the channel and it helps other people to find me. Hopefully we can all have good conversations, good laughs, and maybe get some shit done along the way. Either way, I will catch you all next time, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Please help support me by clicking on the like and the subscribe buttons. Also, if you want to help me to continue to make content at a faster rate, then why not support me on Patreon? Just $1 a month makes the world of difference. Or you can send a one-off donation via PayPal. The links are in the description. Why not also follow me on Twitter? In the meantime, if you enjoyed this, then you may also enjoy one of my previous videos. Just click on the little boxes and it will take you off to one of them right now. See you all next time.